Howdy, folks. I want to say good morning, as it's morning for me. I've been up for 2 hours and I've been driving in traffic for an hour to get to my job location. Um, but I was like, reason why I'm making this video is because I was falling asleep. And the only way to stay awake is to get my mind, my brain working and get my voice box talking. So, it's quite interesting. When I get home later today, I want to share with you guys a library of books that I have. And I haven't read the whole books. Me and reading, it's hard for me to sit down and actually read something. But being the channeler that I am, and you guys are too, believe it or not, you can actually just skim the table of contents and just know everything from the book. It's actually pretty cool. Even people who do Reiki, believe it or not, I Reiki from my right hand, because I am a divine feminine, so I use my divine masculine to balance my gift. Some people are opposite. Most people use their left hand, which is their divine feminine, and sometimes, I don't know, everyone's results different. People are true to their gifts. Some people really do heal, but you really got to know if your soul resonates divine feminine or masculine, number one, and number two, left to right hand. Anyway, but I wanted to get into a topic of discussion about the temple of Shambhala. I was on YouTube looking for a proper video. I was actually pretty amazed that I did not find anything accurate. Except for, hi Neo Glimmer. His production studio, I like to say, their perspective was it's like collecting these spiritual soldiers to fight this great war. And it was a great perspective, because I never thought of it that way, of, us being these ascended masters who are just being trained to do this huge light work / battle for Earth. I read another thing about Agartha and the inner earth, the hollow earth, if you may. Agartha is what they call like where the tree of life really was and all that jazz, where the roots of it were underneath, but on top was actual tree. But then you look at the map of the Garden of Eden and you find some traces to Iran, allegedly. So there's so much out there, but there's nothing that really goes right to the point. There's a lot of things and resources that say the Temple of Shambhala was like an invisible, multi-dimensional land. Like if you guys watch Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, I know you guys are Dragon Ball fans. Hello. When Goku goes up that long, when he goes to the hyperbolic time chamber, or even when they die and they go to no. It's not like when they die. It's when they die, but then they go to this place. It's like a little floaty land with a little temple. That's Shambhala. Shambhala is like an area where you go to restorate, reincarnate, or it's sort of a place where you get stronger spiritually, physically, mentally. It's hard to explain because there's no evidence of what it was. There's no facts. There is a warplane going over my head. What the hell? What the hell's a warplane doing at 7:30 in the morning? Anyways, so I was in a thought process. This is just my own thought. It's not a download or a channeled message. though it could be, but I know it's just me because I think a lot, and I was like, we have these names of people. Sorry about that. Like my heart is very true to the Persian community. Sorry for the tinging. Persian community. I have a very close connection to people who were from Iran and people from Arabia. There's the whole territory of the Middle East. So, and I also belly dance, believe it or not. I love it. Which is where a lot of my Kundalini energy aspires from, is from doing that style of dance. But I can't say that, oh, they are believing a false god, Allah. I really do have some resonance with the name Allah. Allah, people, not Allah. And I just think, I was like, Allah, which means creator, or it means to be saved, or to be chosen one. There's so many different topics and titles to that. It's really like, let's say you were to say dance teacher. That's how you would describe me. It's not really like my name. So when you say Allah, is really the description of what the Creator, what the Divine Father, Mother, together, it's what they proclaim. It's what their transaction is, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to say it in the most respectful way because I'm trying to bridge a gap. And I was thinking, Yahuwah, Yahushala. I'm like, why all these different names? Yahuwah? You know, if like the name Jesus was really, a Hebrew name, and the way that Hebrew was pronounced is Yahuwah. Even Joshua, there's a lot of different AH ending names. And I was like, ooh, Buddha is also another name that ends with AH. So I'm thinking, like, in terms of, were they just, I won't say average people, because we're all above average, we're extraordinary. Was there a process of, us being, sorry about that, us being in a position of calling, and then only so few going through ascension, going through this temple Shambhala? It's a metaphysical, metadimensional, which that never came out of my mouth ever. Maybe I'm being channeled. Metadimensional, which means you can't physically see it with your naked eye. You can't touch it. It's only through your ascension process, only through your astral projection process. I've been there almost through my astral projection. Many people are not allowed to go to the astral plane or Temple Shambhala. It's hard to survive there because there's so many different elements compressing against you, and whichever body you have in that process. For me, if I can describe what it felt like almost getting to the astral plane, I had like 3 seconds on the astral plane, which I believe astral plane is like here, and then you have this long path of a mountain or a bridge that spirals up, and it's just so high and far. The only way to get up that way is to levitate or to fly, and through your astral projection can you attain that kind of gift. No one can do it physically. You can't do it in third density or fifth. Anyways, I'm just rambling, but my process was just saying, like, these people with the AH ending names, maybe like after they've completed their schooling, where their names changed, because Shambhala is being added on to their extraordinary, unique person that they were. Like if I were to be Aaron and I go through the Shambhala process and I graduate from the school of Shambhala, I'm just thinking out in my head. It's just a theory. Do I come out Arana, Aaronah, Arana, or do I establish another name? Arna, Aranala. Who knows? We probably won't know, but it's just a theory. And let me fix my color on my. There we go. I was looking a little pale. It's just my thought process. I usually like to think these creative things, and maybe they manifest. Maybe it's the truth. But I just feel for like people who are so confused right now with what name is what and who is what, and what name do I use, what faith do I follow. And so I just kind of put myself out there and I say, everything is truth, everything is evidence, everything is a proven possibility. So if you feel like one culture's if you guys follow my videos, after every major statement, I get a honk. So, I believe everything is here for a reason, and everything is truth. I get dreams about the imams, as they call it, in the Iranian culture, and they sometimes point me to the book of Revelations, and you could definitely find a parallel. There definitely is a parallel. I'm just here to say, we shouldn't rule out what's false and what is, truth. I think we all need to just say what meets me in the middle, what resonates with me, because everything is free. It's all free will. It's all your choice, and it's all part of your ascension process. The more you attain, the more you adapt and apply, the more you grow. It's just how it goes. I ran into my twin flame, allegedly, yesterday. I say allegedly because this person, I don't like to go back to the whole story, but I believed her, and I went with it, and I kept getting anchored. And it's been 5 years to where I had the courage to say, I'm done. I'm done, son. And I've been feeling great, not having to feel like I have to answer to a counterpart in my journey of what I'm doing for other people. But long story short, I crossed her path yesterday, and it reminded me of unconditional forgiveness. It reminded me of unconditional love. But it also reminded me that some people just don't have that process to evolve and apply and grow. Some people are just stuck in a particular, they're just stuck, or it's like you share something and it doesn't trigger other stuff. Like what I'm saying in almost all of my videos, it's I can't talk, I'm trying to drive. It's trying, what I say springs and aspires people, and their train of thought expands. Like I'm looking at the comments, there's a guy named Ma Pizza, shout out to you, dude. You are like, I don't want to say number one commenter, but everything that you say is like, so I need to make a whole video by itself of what my pizza said on one of my videos. It was pretty fascinating what he said, and I was very gratified at what he said. I gotta park. I gotta make another U-turn. Because where I am, basically, I go inside, but they only give you a certain amount of hours of a pass. But if I go in there, my video would get cut off. So the signal is weak. Anyways, but I just was in a thought process. I'm gonna try to find something online instead of a video reference. So I really want everybody to start to learn or know. I know I sound like a teacher now, don't I? But it's important to know about Shambhala and the significance of it. It's not just the temple, but it's a way. It's a way of wisdom, and it's a way of being. And I think like a lot of these people, like the yogis, the yogas, they try to take from Shambhala by saying, let's do transcendental meditation. Let's do transcendental yoga. Let's force you to open your third eye. And then all of a sudden, like all these weird things are happening to you and you don't know how to like get yourself out of it. So it's important to really understand things that are higher dimensional, higher multi-dimensional, and things that are meta-dimensional. Because I feel like that's where things are going right now, is the more closer we're getting to this weird date of May 19, 2021, as I did the number codings for that, there's going to be a lot of different openings. I don't want to be too strange. There's going to be a lot of portals, downloads, stargates, activation. It's going to be quite a show. And I think there's a window period or a loophole to get that Shambhala download or get that Shambhala. It's like there's a window period where there's only one opportunity where I think as the light beings we are, if you guys resonate with what I'm saying, I think I'm going to help. It's kind of weird. I think I want to help us guide ourselves to that because, and I kid you not, you guys, like I I do come from a Christian background, like the grounded Christian background of, I understand the Old Testament and the New, and I know the New Age, and I know, the walk of faith and all that. But then sometimes, like when I step out of that, I get more validation when I step out of just the book, And Shambhala was an area that existed way before any text was created or any language was created. It was actually just a destination where one could have the time to ascend and expand themselves spiritually without interruption of a conscious or a third dense, environment like the earth we live on. So I would say Agartha was probably a Shambhala-like experience because you had inner earth, you were uninterrupted. There was no war and gas and sewage and things like that, and no Starbucks or McDonald's. This was these are all natural. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. I am where I need to be at, and I'm going to take a little power nap and a snooze before I go in. But I want to thank you guys for being so awesome and loyal and encouraging and inspiring, and keep your comments coming. My new subscribers, whoop whoop, shout out. It's cool interacting with new people who are like-minded, and I have the time to respond to everybody, which is cool. And I will do my best to not leave everyone hanging. As you guys all know too, like you can always shoot me an email. I actually do respond. It does seem like I'm a busy person, but I'm not really busy. I'm just active. Yeah, and whatever questions you guys have, you can actually put them in the comments below. Or if there are topics you would like me to go over. There's some things that are like outside of my wheelhouse. Like there was something I wanted to make a video about electricity. and how electricity was leaving the horizon of the earth. But then I really didn't know how to guide a video on, because that's outside of my territory of knowledge. But how does it apply to wisdom? How does it apply to faith? How does it apply to your soul? I don't know. But a year from almost wanting to post that kind of video, I understand that it was a planetary interaction with, if there is a planet X or Nibiru or a binary star system coming close to Earth, then there is a counter reaction. So that's what that was. At that time that I was going to make that video, there was a lot of static electricity. People were shocking things at random times, or people who are high vibrational and higher frequency were flickering lights without really wanting to do that. So it's kind of interesting what's going on and what's happening. Before I go, this was the third day of all those weird dates that I was writing, and I just asked for a divine intervention on whichever assignment was going to come about today. Thank you, guides, for interrupting the assignment yesterday and the day before. And stay posted. All right, everyone, have a good day. I know I look tired and sleepy. It's hard to be awake at 5 a.m., 5 to 7 a.m. driving. Anyways, take care.